I have a suspicion that this is not working. Moin, my dear people, and welcome to I Know Northern Germany channel. And here I am, Anna, a survivor, a fighter, a writer. And on this channel, usually I'm either trying to improve my mental state after depression that was diagnosed a year ago, or I'm talking about serious stuff, like serious topics, and sometimes books. And today it's the second type of the video, and the topic is very serious and important for me because if you don't know, I live in Germany, in northern Germany. I used to be an asylum seeker, and now I'm a recognized refugee. You can also watch a video about that. I still appreciate people who wrote nice words there, and thank you very much still. So the situation is that around 1 month ago I got a status, but I have been living in Germany since 2022, and I can maybe show a photo. I don't look good in these photos from that period of time, but generally, yeah, it took 2 years for me to kind of like find myself on a plus or minus stable position in Germany. But 2 months ago, I was still an asylum seeker, and it happened that first I was in this Erstaufnahmepunkt, so this is the place where you arrive, where your fingerprints are taken, and where you stay for the first time, like for the first I don't know, like months after your asylum claim. And in the end of April, I was transferred to the city which is closer to my city, where I live, where I stay with my friends. And this town I love pretty much, and I want to stay in this town because, yeah, I just love it. And it happened that there was a misunderstanding, and I guess they thought that I had nowhere to live, because my situation was a bit weird, because yeah, I wanted to stay with my friends and they also wanted me to stay with them, and I was not mentally ill, and I went through all bureaucratic circles of hell to prove that I'm not a donkey or I don't know, whoever I am, just to have this right to stay with my friends. But at the same time, every time when I had to restart things, they just looked at me and thought, no, you're not supposed to do that, you have no rights to do that. And yeah, so they thought that I just randomly lived with my friends. I don't know what they actually thought, so they cancelled my registration in the place where I had been living, and they packed me into the taxi together with other people, and they sent me to a camp, to an actual camp where refugees, asylum seekers are placed. So yeah, I want to show you around. I have some videos, unfortunately vertical, because I filmed them. I had no idea what I was going to do with them. And yeah, I want you to introduce to the life of an ordinary asylum seeker, refugee, and it's up to you to decide, like, what do you think about it, if you would be able to live in these conditions, and what do you think if Germany is good in organizing life for asylum seekers and refugees, or maybe there are a lot of things to do. So yeah, I'm also interested in your opinion, but in general, I want you to have this impression, to have a glimpse of a refugee life. So let's see. If you wonder, being transported by a taxi was fascinating because it's freaking expensive, but also I had a migraine, because every time when I'm stressed, don't you dare fall. When I'm stressed, I start having a migraine, and I was just sitting like a Labrador, and I was looking into an open window, and the cool wind was blowing into my face, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just want to get home. Oh, I will just go to get home. Okay, so I think if it's okay for you, you can skip it. I will mark it. I'd love to begin with statistics, just for you to imagine. For 2023, because 2023 was close and 2024 isn't finished yet. So Germany received 351,915 applications to claim the asylum. So to find data for some reason is not easy, and I was trying to find like how many people of those who claimed asylum. I'm actually considered an asylum seeker of 2023, so I guess I am also getting into this percentage. Okay, now I understand why it is difficult, because people come and go, and it's also like you claim the asylum in 2023, but your asylum is granted or not granted in 2024. So it's difficult. What I found, 99% of asylum claims ended positively. So they got a refugee status or asylum, the actual asylum. And also it depends on the country, because it varies widely. For example, if you're a Russian citizen, your chance to get an asylum is 9-ish%. But if you're from Syria, it is like this. I can show you statistics, so you can see it's almost 100%. And so you can see that here we have like status like 3-year, like normal proper status, but there is also this subsidiary help that is also not bad. It's a bit weaker. I will talk about it later. If you're and also if you're, for example, from Turkey, unfortunately your the possibility of you being deported after an asylum claim is quite high. If you come to Germany, what are your possibilities and prospects? I will talk about, I'm not going to talk about Ukraine in general, because Ukraine has a separate status, so I think they get this special status for a year, then they prolong it, etc., etc. I'm talking about like usual asylum seekers who arrived, who have nowhere to go, and they claim asylum. Sometimes they claim asylum because they just want to move to Germany, and usually it doesn't end well. And what are possibilities? So you claim the asylum, then you wait. You wait. Mine was processed pretty quickly. I think it's because I was very annoying. I was a pain in their ass, and I think they wanted to get rid of me. But in general, it takes like up to 1 year, I think. In 4 months, usually you can get a rejection very quickly, I believe. And from 8 to 12 months, you can also get a rejection or a positive decision on your claim. So when you get a positive decision, it is either a refugee status according to Geneva Convention, like I have, or it is an asylum. So you're granted asylum, and that means that you actually traveled directly to the country. So if I claim asylum in Germany, I can get this asylum only if I travel directly to Germany from Russia. Usually it doesn't happen, right? So those are good things, because this is 3 years support, and I think it's not easy to extract, it's not easy to cancel. Subsidiary help, unfortunately, it's a bit worse. I think it's 1 year, and also it can be cancelled if the situation has changed. So it's a bit like, but yeah, it's still a normal, proper status. You get documents, you're allowed to travel. Otherwise, if your application is rejected, you have two ways. Either, unfortunately, you are deported, or you get a tolerated status. And yeah, it is as it sounds. I can assure you, when you're tolerated, you basically don't really have rights, and you're not allowed to leave the country. With work, I think after 8 months, you're allowed to work. If I'm not mistaken, I'm no Rechtsanwalt. Yeah, I am not a lawyer. Yeah, basically, these people struggle a lot, and they cannot be deported frequently because it's still accepted that it's dangerous for them in their country, but at the same time they don't get support as refugees do. And yeah, it's also a bit inhumane, I would say. But yeah, also at the same time, somewhere in France, as soon as their asylum is rejected, they get nothing. They can even be kicked out of their social housing. Also, a bit of word on deportation. Deportation, it is a very, very inhuman, also inhumane process. And yeah, unfortunately, it might happen to people when they're sleeping in their dormitory. They can just be picked up by the police. And last year, I think in November, we had a case with one Russian activist who was deported to France. They just brought him to the French border and just said, off you go. Happy Hunger Games. And what happened to this person? He was deported according to Dublin. So I also looked it up according to the statistics. Last year, Germany deported 16,430 people. You can say it is a lot, or you don't have to say it's a lot. And according to Dublin, if the statistics are correct, 5,053 people. Not a lot. Germany is notorious for skipping the terms, and if Germany doesn't deport a person in 6 months, Germany is supposed to take the asylum case. But still, so 5,053 lives of people who were kicked out of the country. When I actually came to claim the asylum, there was a person from Chechnya. It was a difficult situation. His wife didn't speak Russian, and he and his family, according to him, since 2003, he was being sent back and forth because of Dublin. Because of Dublin. And I, as an activist in the future, I'd love to work towards abolishing Dublin, because I think Dublin is cruel and unfair to people. But okay, so putting it all aside, just for you to have an imagination, let's say you're a new refugee. You claimed the asylum, you came to this Erstaufnahmepunkt, so the place where you're supposed to live, I think usually till the interview, your asylum interview, because you have to prove your case, right? And you live in this place. So this place is basically a camp, and it is much more serious than a dormitory where I was in April. Because, yeah, there is a fence, there are guards, and you're supposed to enter with cards like this. They have some magnet, and yeah, they're so serious that I think this is my second card. One, I think I lost it while walking with Timmy, probably, or somewhere on the train. don't you dare fall. And also, I think you come there and basically you don't even need any documents. You just write your name, surname, and your your date of birth, and on a scrap of paper, and they just make a card like this. But yeah, this is your access, this is your pocket money. You get pocket money with this card, you get food possibly, because yeah, I didn't get food. So you live there like in a camp, and the house, the place where asylum seekers live, looks the same as I will show you, so yeah, you can look at it. Another yard with table tennis, and my hands are shaking. What is this? Maybe some bicycle shed, some games for playing football. This is the corridor. Many chairs. And this is the second floor, because yeah, they have 2 floors of this. There you have everything. There you have a medical service place. You're fed. You get some allowance, around 200 euro. I had already mentioned in my previous videos. Not a lot, but also, as far as I know, I cannot prove this information, it is possible to earn a bit of money there, like Kleingeld, small sums of money, like cleaning or working in the canteen or something. And yeah, so it's like a safe place for you, but after some time you have to move out. And this is the time of the actual camps where I was sent. It was close to the place where I actually live, so yeah, you're allowed to leave this place, you're allowed to visit your friends, you just need to leave your signature and say, okay, I will be back in 5 days, for example. And yeah, what I should also mention, when you are an asylum seeker, unfortunately, the only right that is preserved for you is the right to live, to be alive, because nobody really cares for your convenience or comfort or your opinion. But if you're ready to stand for your opinion, you can get your way. Otherwise, unfortunately, asylum seekers and refugees are sent back and forth. Once, for example, I met a family. They looked a bit like gypsies, but I think they were from Ukraine, and they were just sent through the whole country to Mecklenburg, not even Mecklenburg, I think it was Parhim, the town. I thought it was somewhere in Serbia, and they are sent there, and they are supposed to arrive in this Parhim, and they asked me till what time job center was working, and I was like, I have no idea. Now I know job center works till 12, at least in my town. And also when I was being sent to this camp, I was sent there together with some guy and also with a Ukrainian family. And they had been placed somewhere. They think they maybe had friends there. They had their life organized. And of course they were very unhappy. They had a small daughter, and the daughter was trying to make her mom happy, but her mom was unmakeable to be happy. Because she was very upset, and the girl was saying that I want this, I want that, and the mom was saying I want to go home. And I think it's very sad. It's a very sad story. So you cannot really choose the camp, and also the camp, I can also show you around. It is very remote. You can see that the city is pretty abandoned, because this is a cafe. I saw all the tables are empty. Another big car. I think I saw some old ladies somewhere there. And so this place is 11 kilometers from Mölln. I think the biggest towns nearby are Mölln and Büchen, respectively. So I think I'm already kind of approaching the... so it's 14 kilometers, Büchen, and Launeburg. Launeburg is quite far away. The town is small, but they have Tierphysiotherapie. Looks pretty geschlossen though. Oh, I think it's very sweet. Well, not that they work often, but okay. Those would be your neighbors if you stayed here. Hi neighbors, hi chickens. Well, country roads took me home, apparently. Hi chicken. Well, at my place, at my volunteering place, there were also cows. So it is very, very, very remote because, I think it's not easy to find a place where you can actually set up a camp for asylum seekers. And so usually it's like far away from the town. You're placed in this building of this type. It's covered with siding or whatever it is called, and it looks fine. In summer it looks fine. I don't know, I cannot say how comfortable it is in winter. I hope it's warm. I really hope so. And basically what I felt, if you really live in this camp, it's very hard to integrate. That's why many people just spend time with each other. They get acquainted with people of the same language. And the only place where they can entertain themselves is there. I also can show you, like, basically this town, there is a church, some shop that doesn't work every day, I think, and that's why on the wall there are times when you can actually order food, as I understood. And of course, this camp is a shared space, so it's not like 100% comfort. And this is the kitchen. Well, in my opinion, it could be worse, of course. As a volunteer, I saw many different kitchens. This one at least looks clean. There are sinks, at least how many? 3 sinks. It's not bad. and stoves. There is a kettle and possibly this is the fridge. Possibly. And there are 1, 2, 3 stoves and ovens. And there are some pictures. Are you pouring my gorgeous? If you are a family, you get a separate room, but yeah, I was there. I think I technically had a roommate because I have never seen her. I was there twice basically to get the key and to give the key back and to hear, oh sorry, it had been a mistake, you were not supposed to be here. Germany. And first I came, she wasn't in the room. I think she was from Iran. And the second time I came, I wanted to make a video for you of the room. Unfortunately, I didn't do that because she was inside. I heard that she was inside. But basically, it's just a simple room, a bunk bed, and you also get this plastic bag with, I don't know, amenities, the necessary things like towels, bed sheets, etc. And the mirror. I remember there was a mirror. But yeah, at this point, your allowance is higher than 200 euro, but yeah, I didn't really see where you could spend money there. Maybe in this dog massage place, I don't know. But in general, I think I would go crazy if I had to live there, personally. I'm walking now. It's like dead. I saw people, but not many. I walked basically from the dormitory bus stop, and I think there should be another bus stop which is called Kirche, church. Don't see it so far. There is some straw. These farmhouses. I think they are farmhouses that are typical for northern Germany. And yeah, I think it's plus or minus it. So I saw a shop, it looked closed. I saw cafes. In one cafe I even saw people. So I guess there are some people. This therapy works only once a week, I suppose. And all the other stuff. Yeah, and also how I found myself walking here. I'm waiting for the bus to go home. Still, I need to get to Büchen first. But apparently buses don't run. Yes, you can see some road that goes to some houses. That's a strange place. I think it's romantic. Something novel-like, but of a very abandoned person. The character is a very abandoned person. Or a lonely person, not abandoned. Maybe the person just chose loneliness. Doggy. Yeah, so I don't know. I think my depression would thrive here because I don't like such places. Because, hey doggo, I don't like such places because they are a bit restricting, and I also start feeling claustrophobic, but in a bigger sense. What is this bus stop? I think it's not the one that I need. Because, not like claustrophobic room, in the room sense, but claustrophobic that I cannot get out of here. I also had, I think I got this problem in France mainly, where I was going to, and where it was like impossible to escape because we had basically no buses going from there, and that's why now I have more mental issues, more and more mental issues. How many can I have? Well, it's never enough, you know. What is this bus stop? It has no signs. This bus stop has no signs. I will cross the road because nobody cares. I see. Now I have beauty right there. I don't know if you see this beauty. It's a wild boar. Personally, not because it's a bad place, but because it's, I don't know, it's just very stressful. Also, for example, if you need to get medical help, you go to the responsible of this dormitory, and this responsible somehow has the authority to write a paper for you to go to a doctor. I'm not sure it's good, but I also understand, as I had already said, 351,000, almost 352,000 people come to Germany every year, and they have to place them somewhere. For example, somewhere in Berlin, I think they don't even accept refugees anymore or asylum seekers because people have nowhere to live there. It's very sad. Yeah, generally people are nice there. This dormitory responsible, she was very nice, she was kind. If you speak German, as I had already said, you are basically the god, the goddess, the queen, the king. If you don't, it's a bit difficult. I had to help a bit the Ukrainians that I was with because they didn't speak German, they didn't speak English. But otherwise, I think it's an experience, and I think it's also a way for you to get by, to get the first place of yours in the new country. And if you don't have anything like basic things, basic tools, you can receive them. And also, you have a roof above your head, and you have some kind of community with whom you can interact, because they also have some international dinner kind thing. Is they have common rooms with a TV or with games and stuff for kids. I don't know if it is a common room or if it belongs to the workers of the office, but maybe it's a common room for children because I can see some games. There is some kind of kitchen, pictures, a table, and football. Someone wants to play. Couches to sit. Some of are not surprised at all. And there is a TV and photos, pictures, and other weird stuff. Playground, and also there was a lake nearby. I don't know how accessible it was, but so if you like remote life, maybe you would enjoy that. But I'm really curious. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I described it clearly, but you can also ask questions if you didn't understand something. And what do you think? What is your opinion? I think I will try not to make this video 1 million minutes as always. I always fail. And yeah, I wish you never to be a person without home or a person without a citizenship. I don't know, I wish you never to hold this blue passport in your hands, the passport of a refugee, the passport of basically a nomad. I think, yeah, if you want to move to another country, I think there are many other wonderful ways how to do that. And yeah, please be safe, and you're amazing, and I wish you love and peace from Anna of Northern Germany. Tschüss.